religion and church, and it can be like Martha and Mary. You can miss the moment. Good to see you, Carissa. Father says it's good to see you. I told Zach something this morning, and I want to say it publicly. You're a wonderful son. Wonderful son. Tell you what, no one is exempt from this. The enemy is so subtle. He is so good. He is good. He is good. He's good. He's good at what he does. See what you long for internally. You think that careers, possessions, recognition, money, validation. You really honestly think that all these things are legit and they make you, and they do not. You can have them, you can achieve them, and you can attain them, but there's still this little spot inside that knows this did not. You ever been hungry and you got a hankering for something? Is that a word? You know it, and you get up and you go and eat something and not satisfied. Still got it. Can't figure out what it is. Can I tell you, I have found it. Or I've tasted it, and now I'm trying to help people find it. See, you're going to have legitimate, say legitimate. I don't know what the definition of legitimate means, but you're going to have legitimate demands in your life. Here's one. I'm going to give to my children what I didn't have. I'm going to provide for my family what my family didn't provide for me. I want my children to experience what I didn't experience. Can I tell you? Oh, what a trap. It's legit. It's a trap. I don't want to be poor like my parents. I don't want to be without like my parents. I want to go on vacation because when I grew up, I never went on vacation. I want to have vacations, all legitimate. And I'm looking for the timing. I am going to teach. Jesus prepared a banquet and invited everybody, and they said, oh, I just bought some property. I got to go check it out. Oh, I just opened a business. I got to go check it out. I can't be there. Oh, I got to carry my children somewhere. I can't be there. Legitimate. Someone said, my parents died. I got to go bury them. Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. It wasn't that we don't take care and have legitimate needs. It's the timing that we make the excuse. Listen. When Jesus exposes our excuse, it's going to be the busiest part of our life to define your priorities. I'm going to say that again. The busiest part of your life is when the Lord puts pressure of an invitation, not to shame us, not to make it. It's to reveal to you where my priorities are. See, your priority and my priority is what Jesus said, what the Father says I do. What the Father says I do, not what culture says I do, not what tradition says I do, not what people will think I should or shouldn't do, not what mom says, not what grandparents say. What will they think of me? That's all performance. It's what does the Father say of me? I better stop. Not stop, but just go transition. So good. I hope that helps you. If not, it helped me. Before we get into this, I got notes in my pocket too. I think I got notes in my pocket. Thought I had notes in my pocket. I don't. I wrote something down earlier. I think I told or shared with Lisa. The Lord was working, and I was working on news, weather, and sports, where most of us live, and how to move from news, weather, and sports. Oh. I call it the Kingdom Encouragement Toolkit. And the Lord says, I want you to see the goal before the dirt. See, when we meet people, we see the dirt before we see the goal. And we see the way they dressed. We do a quick run through of what people have said about them. We do a quick assessment of them, and therefore our mind is full of what we see. I see the tattoos. I see this. I see that. I see the dirt before I see the gold. God says, I want you to see the gold before you see the dirt.
That is so good. That is powerful.
How do I do that? And this is what He gave me. And this is just brief. It's who can I affirm today? That's their identity. Who can I remind today? That's the truth. And who can I spark today? That's destiny. See, when I want to encounter people and speak to their identity. I want to speak truth about who they are, and I want to spark them into destiny. And we're so entrenched with news, weather, and sports. If you were just to write down, we don't see. How about pausing and saying, I need to pause here and say, Holy Spirit, I need your glasses to see what you see. What do you see? Positive, negative, hurt, pain, trauma. What do you see? And I'm just telling you, most of us don't see what God sees in people. And He wants us to see. So, and I got a couple of other things. I would say by the end of this year, I hope this doesn't sound wrong. I would say by the end of this year, I will probably have more authentic content on agape love than anybody in the United States. And guess what? I have not one book. I've not read a book. I don't know an author. And I don't mean this in a weird way, but by the end, I would probably put most of the material I have now up against anybody. And I'm just saying that's all I'm into is agape. It's the greatest thing on earth. If something is the greatest on earth, don't you think that's important to get into it? It is everything. It is not something. It's not an ingredient. It is everything. Agape love is the hub. It's the center. It's the core of everything God is. It's above a miracle. It's above a breakthrough. It's above a prophetic word. It's above anything. It is everything is understanding the love of God. And, when something is dry, it soaks in the water. I have been completely deficient of agape. So now that's all I want to do is drink and become. See, I'm not trying to learn about agape. I'm working to become agape. It's a big difference. I'm not trying to be knowledgeable of it. I'm trying to be it. So I want to give you a few one-liners that's coming out of my devotionals. Can I give you some one-liners? How about this one? Agape love sits in the ashes and breathes hope. You got to think on that for a little bit. When there's ashes, it just fans a little bit of breath, just fans the hope when everything around you is not going well. Faith without agape is just ambition in religious clothing. Faith without agape is just ambition in religious clothing. How about this one? Religion is a plantation system that sells performance as identity. can't be repeating them too much here now. Religion is a plantation system that sells performance as identity. Some of your habits aren't sins, they're symptoms of a misdefined identity. I'll stop with this one. You can't be angry at the church and still heal her. See, I can't be angry at the church and then expect to heal it. Agape covers the multitude of issues. Title of today is Unfollow Me. Making it a 2025 social media. You ever unfollowed someone? Well, the title of today's message is Unfollow Me. I'm not who I used to be. See, we unfollow people because there's something about them or their content or something we don't like. Something happened that we want to separate. And see, what I want to tie this in, see, we want to follow Christ, but we've never stopped unfollowing ourselves. So this isn't about unfollowing someone else. I want to talk to you this morning about unfollowing you. Unfollowing you. See, we've discovered what agape love is. You know, we've been in this 14 weeks. We've discovered what agape love is. And if we're honest, we still feel stuck at the edge. Where am I on this? What does this mean? You know, I kind of look at it's kind of like, you know, you have people that they go to the pool and they just sit in chairs. When you go to a pool, there's a pool and then there's concrete and then there's chairs and there's a fence. Inside that fence, what is the main attraction? The pool. Not the chairs. Not sunbathing. That is a byproduct or a connection place for it to occur. When you go to the beach, they don't say you don't ever say I'll go to lay out. You say I go to the beach. Why? The beach is the attraction. Listen, we like going to the beach, but so often we never want to get in. We like the smell. We like the laughing gulls. We like the sun. We just like it. We like digging our toes in the sand. It just feels good. But we never go into the attraction, which is called the water. I don't know what's out there. I don't know what's in there. I don't know. You know, we have some fear. I don't swim good. There may be an There's a lot of issues that we don't deal with. And see, it's like some people sit in the chairs and some people sit in the pool, on the edge of the pool with their feet in the water, splashing water. Some people get in the kiddie pool and sit on the first step. And some people, they're just on the deep end, just cannonballs. And see, this is where you are with the agape. You know, I like going to this, but I don't want to get into agape. I don't know what's in this. I don't know what's swimming under the surface of agape. And so we have defined agape. We have been in Revelation. So today this is not a detour from our series, but this is where the portal is for agape to work. If you choose or I choose not to function or go through this door, you will never get to agape. Look at the person beside you and say, you'll never get there. Agape doesn't flow from study. It flows from surrender. If you've been listening and saying, I want this, but I don't know how to live it, you're in the right place. Because, see, every moment, every encounter, every person, every situation, every circumstances is an opportunity to learn and grow in agape. It is not what I do here on Sunday. Okay? How many of you have asked for more love, more agape? Let me help you. It will not be answered. Look at me. If you're asking God, He won't answer it. That is one question He cannot answer. You know, there are things God can't do. There's some things He cannot do. And one, He cannot give you agape love. And we think, well, I'm just asking God, you know, and I'm waiting on Him. See, that's the wrong question, the wrong way for us to think. So this is not about more effort. I try to talk fast, and then sometimes I just find myself talking slow because these are important things. This isn't about effort. This is not about your ability to achieve it. Look at me. Look at me. It can't be achieved. If it could be achieved, I would have it. Listen to me. I don't know if you would. I'd have it. When I set my eyes on something, when I lock in on something, if it can be had, it's going to be had. Look right there. If it can be had, it's going to be had. I locked in. I like this right here. She thinks she played me, but I played her. Agape never tells them. It lets them think what they need to think. See, what I hope today is, this is so big, is that I don't give you direction, I give you an invitation. Because if you're looking for directions, you're looking for instructions, and I don't want to give you instructions, I want to give you an invitation. And when you have an invitation, when you get an invitation, what does an invitation mean? It's your choice. If I give you direction, you take it as, well, you know, he's telling me what to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm going to give you an invitation. This whole series is about getting an invitation, and you get to decide whether you want to go to the main event or not. How many of you like main events? Galatians 2:20. My old identity has been co-crucified with Jesus and no longer lives. For the nails of His cross crucified me with Him, and now the essence of this new life is no longer mine. For Jesus, the Anointed One, lives His life through me, and we live in union as one. My new life is empowered by the faith of the Son of God, Jesus, who loves me so much that He gave Himself for me and dispenses His life into mine. Now, this today, the reason this is a little bit different is because I have a 5-day detox series. Everybody, we've discussed what detox is. Detox, you go through a detox to get something out your system. And this is about getting counterfeit love, fake love, transactional love, performance love, all these things out of your system so you are not being pushed and manipulated by things. So this Galatians 2:20 came from, I think it was detox day 1. Now, I have a 5-day detox that goes along with my what I'm learning. And then I have another called disruptive detox. That's deeper. You know, there's different levels of detox. But I'm talking about disruptive detox that really gets in there and just messes with you greatly. Usually when you're in detox, you don't want anybody, you're sensitive to everything and you don't want anybody messing with you. This disruptive detox is where someone's in there messing with you while you're detoxing. It just depends on how just how bad you want to get rid of some stuff. So listen, I'm going to give you something. This is very important. You love God, right? You love God. You're saved. But let me ask you, is the version of you that's sitting here today the one Christ lives in, or the one He died to bury? You need me to say that one again? You love God. I do. I'm saved. But let me ask you, is the version of you that's sitting here today the one Christ lives in, or the one He died to bury? Which version? See, this is not about sin management. We're going somewhere. I'm going to talk slowly because I can easily get hyped up, but I don't want you to hype up. I want you to hear it because this is a pivotal point. This is a door for you today. It's called the death gate. This is a door you get to decide to go through or not go through, or you will at one day go through it or not go through it. See, most people admire agape but resist crucifixion. So here's another question for you. If you were asked, are you in charge of your life, what would you say? Are you in charge of your life? My answer is yes, I'm in charge of your life. So what that means is you're saved, but you're in control. You ever had people to say, yeah, you can drive, but you don't really drive? Turn here, go here, you're going too fast, slow down, what are you doing? Why are you in this lane? I'm not driving. I'm not driving. I'm not driving. You missed the turn, you did this. It's like GPS. It tells you everything you need to know. Speed check ahead, all this. How many times have I said, do you want to drive?
Yes, my gosh.
Now see, I didn't say any names. Agape don't give names. Is that sound, the visuals messing up? The devil is a lie, because I got some good visuals. It's good. If they don't go up, don't worry about it. See, you're driving. See, everybody they want everything God has. They just don't want to pay for it. You want this? How much you asking for it? You know, we always, before we take something, we want to know what's expected. How much is this going to cost? Here's a good question. I don't have it. Let me see your phone. Let me hold your phone. I asked this to Casey the other day. This is her phone, so I don't know about her phone. No, I asked Landy the other day. Look what she's doing in church. She's painting. No, I'm just kidding. This is my cell phone's in there. If I go get you my cell phone and say, here, how many of you would give me $50,000 for my cell phone? Did you say you're kidding? Let me tell you something. If you pay $50,000 for my phone, you're sure as hell getting more than $50,000 out of it. See, you don't see the value in my phone. My phone could probably get you hundreds of thousands of dollars, get you in contact with people that could set you up, get you a loan, whatever you need. There's people in my phone that you don't have. And my phone, let me tell you, my phone is worth more than $200,000 at least. See, we don't see the value when someone says, you want to buy my phone? I don't want your dang phone. And that's exactly what we do in life. We don't want to pay for something. If you bought my phone for $50,000 and you could buy my phone for $50,000 and go into my banking account and have you paid for your phone just by tapping into our you can just go on to, you got access to everything. You can go into my banking account, our banking accounts, everything. You can transfer money. And you say, no, I wouldn't pay you $50,000 for the phone. That's why you are where you are. You're not willing to pay anything because you think that's too much. See, anything you're going, if you paid $50,000 for my phone and you could within the next 24 hours have $200,000, would that not be an investment? How many of you want to buy my phone? See, hands go up now. Because we don't see. See, we don't see the price of agape because I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. But what we're getting is an investment that we can't get back. If Elon Musk said, hey, would you want to buy my phone for $1 million? No. What? I will sell something and mortgage something. Yeah, I'll buy your phone for $1 million. The man's worth $290 billion. Do you know what access and contacts and people that you would have access to that you could just hit it and they would pick up the phone as soon as you dial and you say, hey, I need help. How much you need? Yes, it would be worth $1 million, but if you paid $1 million for a phone and then you could make $100 million back in 5 years, would that not be an investment? We don't see. We immediately, our human mind shuts it down and says, that's not worth it. Our human mind says, I'm not going to church, not realizing what we're missing out. I'm not going to prayer, not realizing what we can miss out. Not realizing all the things because we're not living by spirit, we're living by flesh. My phone is not for sale. So if you are in charge of your life, what we're really saying is, I'm saved but in control. What we're really saying is, I made room for Jesus but not to crucify me. I'm saved but I'm still fully alive. See, you can be saved and still fully alive in your flesh. You can be saved and go to heaven because you're saved, but it doesn't mean you're ever going to experience the things of God. See, the religious culture has made room for unspoken prayer requests. It's unspoken. You know why it's unspoken? Because we don't want to be accountable. I'm waiting on God. And regular church attendance. See, we think that these things put us in position for God's agape love in us, but they don't. 1 Corinthians 15:31. Someone want to read that? Just someone read 1 Corinthians 15:31. 15:31. First Corinthians 15:31. I face every day. I die daily. I die daily. See, this journey is about dying daily. It is about dying daily. See, we're waiting on revival. We're waiting on extended worship services. We need a breakthrough. No, you need a burial.
Come on.
This is so important. This is the pivotal point. This is the change. So let's break down Galatians 2:20. You have that. I'm going to break it down so you can grasp this. So here's a question that I have to ask myself that you can ask yourself. Am I managing my flesh or am I putting it to death? Am I managing it or am I putting it to death? There's a big difference between managing something and killing something. Hello? There's a big difference between managing something, managing your attitude, disciplining yourself, controlling yourself, suppressing yourself, putting safeguards up around yourself, than killing yourself. And I'm not talking physical here. So the first thing in that verse says, I have been crucified with Christ. Listen, this is so important, Joshua. You do not have to crucify your flesh to get saved. All you have to do is believe. And most people say, oh, I believe in Jesus. Believing in Jesus means nothing but you're going to heaven. Your sins are forgiven at that moment. That's all it means. Notice this Galatians 2:20. Paul is writing this and he's saying, He's using me. Most people, I have read this verse so many times until I went through detox. Do I understand it like I never understood it before? Paul is saying this was about him. I have been crucified. What is this? What is he saying that you're going to have to say? Number one, it's personal. Y'all get it? I'm going to give you three things right here. It's personal. No one can crucify you but you. It's personal. Paul says, I have been crucified with Christ. It's personal. Two, I chose it. Hello? You choose to crucify your flesh. No one else does. The preacher does it. No one can do this. One, it's personal. Two, I choose it. And three, it's violent. Have you ever seen a crucifixion? Have you ever seen the Passion of Christ? Have you ever seen someone nailed to the cross? And that's not violent. It's going to be a violent, mental, emotional fighting. Because yourself, do you realize, I just got to. I have been the sculptor, the architect. I have been the painter to I am what I want to be. Now, I can't do anything about my skin color. I can't do anything about some of the genetics. But apart from that, my attitude, my personality, the way I talk, the way I conversate, things that I like, things that I don't like, all positive talk, negative talk, people I hang around, everything. I'm my masterpiece. I'm me. My depression, my ups, my downs, my moodiness, my inflection, my expression. This isn't personality. This is me. I like this. You know, if you didn't like something about you, you change it. There's a little hair right here. You pluck it. There's hair here, you wax it. Everything about you, you have designed it. You can't blame anybody. Every pound you have, you wanted it on there. Every pound you didn't, you got it off. You happy with you. Because anything you're not happy with, we get divorced because we're not happy. We quit jobs because we're not happy. But you ever notice we really don't get unhappy with us? Just deal with me. This is me. Why? I got 56 years invested in this. I got time invested in this. I have comfort invested in this. This is me. And whether you like it or not, it's me. And we don't care if you like it or not. It's me. Deal with me. And we just go through life that way. And we tell Jesus that too. See, I am crucified with Christ. This isn't poetic. This is not automatic. It's personal. I have to choose it, and I have to be willing to go through the violence of it. Crucifixion, listen, is a violent separation of me to Christ. You ever seen a parent being separated from their child? You ever seen the courts? You ever seen a divorce? You ever seen where there is a ripping away of a child from a parent? How violent and emotional and demonstrative and it's deadly. Can I tell you, to separate you from Christ and to deal with you, it's going to be a violent process that you're not going to like. And you will talk to other people and they say, well, I don't think you have to do that. Do you know who just told you that? The devil. What spirit is talking right now? I don't think that God would want you to do that. Are you speaking on behalf of Him? See, let me give you some. I call these, instead of just statements, I added a little word to it. They're called seed statements. I want to give you some seed. It's a statement, but you get to decide what you do with the seed. Okay? Here's a seed statement. What if the struggle isn't because God hasn't answered, it's because you haven't died yet? Well, I don't know why God hasn't answered. Well, you can't get the seed to grow until it's in the ground dead. What ground have you been in? Zach, the ground of family. The ground of parents. Diane, the ground of siblings. Charlie dying was ground. Separation from your sister was ground. Divorce was ground. Birth of the loss of a son, ground. These are grounds that you are planted into to see what grows. Bitterness, anger, depression, fear, or trust and agape. Unless you die, you're planted. Every situation is a ground that you come in. Your work can be a ground. Your marriage can be ground. Your job can be ground. It's ground for what's going to grow out of this ground. It's part of the crucifixion. And then the second thing Paul said, it's no longer I who live. What does this mean? It's no longer I who live. It's no longer my opinions. Come on, y'all with me for a minute? I got some. Y'all want to hear me? I got some. We got all kinds of opinions. You got them. No longer do I am the one living. So therefore, my opinions are not here. My preferences are not here. My likes are not here. My comfort is no longer the run of the show. I no longer live. What does this mean? The first part says, I've been crucified with Christ. I no longer live. How do you have an opinion dead? How do you have feelings dead? How do you have anger when you're supposed to be dead? Hello, I'm talking to us for a moment. You've got to be able to recognize in this process, why do I have these reactions, these moods? When something is dead, that means there should be no life there. And see, we are saved, but we're not dead. You got saved, but you have not chosen to be crucified. So therefore, we want to remain in charge, but we want what God has when what God has can't live unless you dead. Is this? I have to choose not to be right with my wife. I have to choose to let her think she's right. You got to choose not to be offended at this moment. What he says doesn't matter. See, this isn't, this, it says it's no longer I who live. What does this mean? This isn't behavior improvement. This is owner transfer. See, dying means not that I'm dying, it's I'm transferring, Greg, ownership. I'm no longer going to be in charge of me because me messes it up. Me gets in the way. Me is all the time doing something crazy. So I'm transferring ownership from me to Him who died for me. Hello. This is good, man. This is good. You'll get it one day if you don't get it now, but this is the process. And then the third part of this verse is Christ lives in me. This is big. This says Christ lives in me, not Christ visits me. He doesn't visit me, He indwells me. See, we like visits, not indwelling. We like people to stop by, but not stay. We like for people to let us know they're coming. Don't just show up. Y'all understand what I'm saying? See, we don't want Jesus just to pop up. Like this morning, He just popped up, and I was like, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Sometimes He pops up and we don't answer the door. Sometimes He pops up and we ignore it. We screen the time. Because I really have something to do. I don't have time to cry. I don't have time for violence at this moment. I don't have time for a breakdown. I don't have time. I got things to do. Why? Because you are in control. See, Christ lives in me not to inspire me, but to replace me. See, the whole thing of crucifixion is to replace you with ownership. And see, we get saved and most people, the majority of people, never replace the ownership. It's kind of like buying a house, but you don't get a title transfer. I'm saved, but I'm still me. I'm still got the same attitude. I still will flip you off. I will still tell you to, yeah, this just me. Jesus hadn't done that part of me. No, you aren't dead yet. And listen, this is the serious thing about this in us. We are proud of our flesh instead of being grieved that we're not like Him. And we start getting an identity like that, and everybody says, they start looking to you because she got the best flesh. Got the best mouth, the best comebacks, the best sarcasm. Yeah, and we are always going to be one, that ain't happening to me. And we build an identity, and it becomes harder to get rid of that identity because that identity will block you from flowing with God until it's dead. Now, when you have built an identity for 50 years, I'm going to tell you, that is violent to put that down. I have it. The Geno thing has had to be crucified, and it still wants to raise its head and look around and say, this is a good opportunity for me to say something. Okay. Yeah, I still think this would be a good opportunity for me to say something. Man, stupid people are in here. You know what I'm talking about? So let me give you this seed statement. Christ doesn't cohabitate with your ego. Someone has to move out. See, you think you can cohabitate with this, and God is saying, I don't cohabitate. You choose him or you choose me. One of them's got to go. A double-minded person's unstable. I'm not unstable. So if you want to keep you, that's good. There's no problem with you keeping you. Just know that I don't cohabitate with you. You want to live with you? Fine. You won't live with me? That's fine. But we don't cohabitate. We get married. We come into union. You're not you anymore. You belong to me. That's why people don't want to get married. Well, you can't tell me what to do. I'm not your slave. Yeah, you is. Yeah, you is. Look at the person beside you. Yeah, you is. Listen to me. I'm gonna give you a marriage thing. If you want your marriage to work and never get a divorce, say, I'll be your slave. I'm nobody's slave. That's right. That's right. And if you worried about the person mistreating you as a slave, then you shouldn't have married them to begin with. Because if you have the right man or the right woman and you know who they are, then you can say, I'll be your slave because I know you will never abuse this slave. So men, if you're not married, you say, I'm just looking for a slave. Does that bother you? Huh? That bother you? And the women say, well, I'm just looking for a king. I'm looking for an owner. I know this can bother you in terminology, but I'm here to tell you that a dead person has no voice. And how big your voice is or how small your voice is determines you're not fully dead yet. The goal of our journey is to be dead and to live in Christ. This is my journey now. I have been in charge for a long time. My whole life. I've hurt a lot of people. You have too. You lied. Let me tell you about you. Let me tell you about you. And I'm not going to use any language to enhance it. One, you a dang liar. Because you have lied a lot. You've lied to your spouse. You've lied to your children. You lied to your boss. You've lied to anything. This morning, I got the best excuse from anybody that has ever missed church in my life. It's from Benita. She missed church because someone in her neighborhood, someone's in the hospital, and she had to go take care of meds. I said, that's the best excuse. You're not in church because agape's flowing, not because you're doing your own agenda. I would love for half the church to be out because they have agape excuses instead of selfish excuses. Oh, I got a headache this morning. I got a headache. I don't know. There's something in the back of my throat. I didn't feel good. Oh, I got 100.5 fever. And 5 o'clock tomorrow rolls around and you up going to work feeling the same way. Mm-hmm. Yep. See, I'm not addicted to church. In fact, I don't like church. But I come to church because I'm here with God's people to encourage, to empower, to grow, and to become more like God. I don't have this tradition, cultural thing where I need to be here. I've worshiped all week. I'm glad Casey worshiped, but I didn't. Whether I had him or not didn't change anything. Could you come to church with no music? Could you come to church if you had to bring your own chair? Could you come to church if there was no sound? Just like today, there's nothing. It's blank. Galatians 2:20 in the Mirror Bible. Is that, you have that? Let's read this. Do you have that in your notes? Good, good. Should be in the Mirror, the MB. Now I have discovered, it's not in there? I apologize. It was the technology. Let me read it. Now I have discovered that Christ is infused in me. In my life, for the first time, I am free to be me in my own skin. Immersed in His faith in our joint sonship. He loves me, believes in me, and Jesus is Abba gifts to me. That's it. That's the same verse about dying in Christ and being crucified. You can't be a son until you're crucified. You're not a son when you're saved. That's the trouble. You're a convert when you're saved. Sons have to die. You're not a daughter. You may have the title daughter, but until your flesh dies, you're not a daughter. And you're not a son. Because only when you die can the sonship become yours. Only when Jesus did not become the Son of God, did not become Christ until He died. He was Jesus. Until He resurrected, then everybody became sons. Are you free to be in your own skin? No more shame, no more performing, no more guilt, because He lives. So let's talk, just for a few minutes here, let's talk about what is not crucifixion. Okay? Just some things to help us grasp this. What is it not? Being crucified, as Paul said, I have been crucified with Christ. Being crucified is not being saved. That's the big one. I used to think this verse applied to being saved. When I got saved, I'm crucified with Christ. No, when you're saved, you're not crucified with Christ. You're saved. You got an invitation to the death gate, to the crucifixion, but you're not there being saved. What is not crucifixion? Attending church. That is not salvation. Being less carnal is not crucifixion. Disciplines is not crucifixion. Suppression, control, keeping everything balanced, that is not crucifixion. Going through hard times is not crucifixion. Behavior modification is not crucifixion. What is crucifixion? Voluntary spiritual execution. What is crucifixion? Exposing your false sources, your sources of comfort. What is crucifixion? Dismantling self-protection. Come on, let's talk just for a minute. Y'all, we all have self-protection. And when we know that we're going to be exposed, we will not go there. When we know we could be exposed, we will get away from that conversation. I remember we were at Casey's one night, and a neighbor, now you know you in the country, the neighbor saw Casey with a fire, and he said, "You want some wood?" And he said, "Yeah." And he took a door out the house and threw it out, and he said, "Burn the door." So Casey goes and grabs the door, and they throws a door on the bonfire. There's actually an interior door on the bonfire burning. Zach's about 40 foot from everybody. Because you can smell unnatural wood burning. It's glue, it's lead, it's probably from China, so it's probably got Wuhan stuff in it. It's not a good door. I mean, Zach was, I'm not coming around there, I don't want to breathe any of that stuff in. And that's what people do. They can smell flesh dying, and I don't want to be around that. See, being crucified is a personal choice. And you get to decide, I'm kind of like this. There is no medicine to numb the pain. But what I don't want is to just halfway crucify me. I don't want to stay there. Let's just go ahead and take this thing out. Let's just go ahead. Let's don't be wounded. I don't want to stay wounded in this place. But see, you got to dismantle self-protections. You've got to be able to know someone is just not the best person that you have been able to read, and know that you've got to love them and hug them even though they may kiss you on the cheek and betray you. You can't hurt me. Now think about how many people you know that can't hurt you and how many people you know that you feel that can hurt you. When you get secure in God, you can't hurt me. Let's use this in racial terms. How many things that are said and done that hurts black people or Hispanic people or people of color? If you don't get chose for a job, if the government, they say they're going to take this away. If you call me this word, you have not died yet. Now, don't take that wrong. You have not died. How can a word hurt you? I'm not saying we don't feel the hurt of the word. I'm saying it cannot disable me. Things can be said about us that keep going. You cannot heal something that you're wounded by. You can't heal something that you're bitter toward. You can't heal something you're afraid of. Jesus said we're neither white nor black nor Greek nor Jew nor male nor female. In Christ, you are absolutely cannot be anything done to you if you are that secure in who God says He is. So let me leave you with this one here. God isn't trying to punish your flesh. He's trying to free you from it. So you can't get free from it. You can't get away from it, Brian. You're still dragging that mess around. You still carry that stuff. He says, I'm not trying to punish you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to free you from it so that you can fully love and experience me. This is only going to get better here as we bring this down. See, you can post Bible verses. You can see this online. You can post Bible verses and talk about the Bible and still be full of pride. Huh? That's not crucifixion. That's camouflage. Agape doesn't ride in on a worship song. It rises out of a crucified life. See, we want love. We want the things of God to ride in and worship and rest on us. It doesn't. Let me tell you about the resurrection of Christ. No longer the Old Testament things rode in. Now in the New Testament, everything rises up. Out of my belly comes agape. Out of my belly comes the supernatural. Out of my belly comes healing. We want people to lay hands on us in healing instead of healing coming from within. Everything you need is within. Doesn't mean we don't pray for other people and encourage other people and pray for healing. But everything you have need of is coming from the inside. But unless that seed is dead, you can't get the inside to rise. Come on. Unless you put the seed in the ground, the inside of the seed will never sprout. It's got to go into the ground and die. Your flesh, my flesh, has to go into the ground and die. And when my flesh dies, everything in the supernatural realm of God, the kingdom of heaven, rises up. And now I flow in all the supernatural ability of God. This is why the miracles do not exist in the American church anymore, is because no one's dead. No one's dead. And we get frustrated because we can't produce supernatural things when supernatural things can't be produced in the natural realm. Does this make sense, Dr. Z? So have you given much thought, and I don't know if I'm saying this right, have you given much thought to signs? Like there's a sign. What does that sign tell us? What does signs tell us? You see that. That sign is related to what? A door. If you didn't even have an arrow there, that sign is letting you know it's related to a door. A sign is always related to something. Does that make sense? If you have a sign and you go, well, why do they have that sign up there? It's not a door there. But, I mean, isn't that... A sign says off-ramp. Sign says rest area. The sign says rest area. It means it's associated to a position and a place that you can rest. Are you with me? Okay? So a sign or indicators, it's a result of the thing it indicates. So a cough can be a sign of a cold. Are y'all with me on this? So signs are objective observations. So let's look at some signs whether you're still alive or whether you're crucified. Right? We said a sign, be clear, is an indicator of something, right? So am I still alive and in control, or have I been crucified? So let's look at the sign. Are you easily offended? If you're easily offended, someone can look at you the wrong way and you're offended. Someone hugs 5 people and don't hug you. Someone don't speak to you. Someone blows the horn at you. Someone whatever. Are you easily offended? That is a sign that you are good and alive. Why are you offended? Why are you offended? How can dead people get offended? Listen, I'm not trying to be rude. You could piss on someone's grave. That's dishonorable. They're dead. I've never seen anybody come out of the grave and said, I heard you, you did this, I saw you do this. If you're dead, you're dead. So how can you be offended if you're dead? How can you be mad at someone and not speak to anybody and reject someone when you are supposed to be dead? That is a sign you're not dead. Is this good, isn't it? Here's a sign you need to be right. When does dead people want to be right? So anytime you're in an argument with your spouse or a discussion and you need to be right, you are well alive. Sign. You really are performing, texting, posting, and doing things for affirmation. When does dead people want affirmation? This is good, isn't it, Dr. Z? Signs. Signs. You avoid discomfort. You avoid confrontation. It's a sign you are alive, and it's called self-preservation and protection. I'm emotionally led and not spirit-led. It's a sign. I'm obsessed with being heard, liked, and understood. That's a sign that you are still alive. Now, I don't have time to give you a bunch of them. That's just a few of them. It gets you thinking that when you're doing certain things, what is this a sign of? What kind of signs am I displaying? So signs you're being crucified. You obey without applause. Signs you're being crucified. You serve when no one sees it and you don't tell anybody. Signs you're being crucified. You surrender your opinions. You heard that, didn't you, Bertha? You heard that? It coming from the back there. Don't worry about it. Just you didn't hear it. Signs you're being crucified. You respond with Christ, not control. Signs you're crucified. You respond from Christ, not your history. Oh, y'all know. Y'all not saying. How much of us respond out of our history because I've been treated like this once. There ain't nobody ever going to treat me like this again. You are dead in the flesh. Not dead, but you are operating full flesh. No one's going to treat me like this again. No one's going. You are in the ground. This is an opportunity for you to reveal the agape Christ-like love. I've been here before, and I grew, and I'm going to be here again, and I'm going to grow some more branches, but I am not going to let my history decide what I do at this moment. How do you know you're crucified? You don't avoid sin, you give it up. See, we don't want to give up sin. We want to avoid it. We want to juggle it. But when you understand what crucified means, you give it up. See, when you're dead to self, no one can manipulate you. Have you ever tried to manipulate a dead person? Have you ever tried to have a conversation with a dead person and the dead person? I hope he didn't talk back or she didn't talk back to you. Have you ever had a actual dialogue with the dead person? It doesn't really work. You're unshakable and unoffendable when you're dead. It is good, Lisa. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when the book comes out, your boy is going to... Here's the thing. Catch this, Heather. I asked how many of you pray for more love, more agape. We all raise our hands. I've done it 1,000 times. I've done it to have patience. I have all of these things. But guess what? Agape cannot and does not flow unless you're dead. Your flesh blocks it because it's not human. It's superhuman. It's God. Does that mean you can't wish, pray, or hope for agape love? You must choose to die so Christ's nature rises in you. See, we're not talking about a mixture here. We're talking about no Heather at all. Don't talk. Don't add to. Don't put your, I think. Keep your opinion. Can we do anything without some type of our touch to God's stuff? We mess it up. We think we can add to it. We think we can make it better. See, agape isn't hard. Listen, this is good. I want to write this. Agape isn't hard. It's impossible unless you're dead. It's impossible. You can't do it. And this is the thing. You get to the place where I cannot do this. I can't. I have tried. And when I'm trying and they don't see I'm trying, I get mad because they don't see I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying to love you. You won't. This isn't working. And does this seem like agape to you? No. I am trying, and the more I try, it doesn't work because you're not getting that I'm really trying here. So, you're just not seeing my love when it's not love. It's not love. It's not love. It's human love. It's counterfeit love. It's not agape love. See, most people admire agape, they just don't want to embody it. See, this isn't about shame, it's about surrender. It's about yielding. It's about trusting. It's time to crucify what's been killing your capacity to love others like Christ. That is, just think about it for a minute. My opinions don't matter. They do to me. We always want to give people an opinion. We always want to, I don't think they should do this. We always want to be involved in God tells us to do something. Well, I don't think they deserve my money. I don't think they deserve a gift. I don't think they... When you have dirt standing in front of you, why do I want to give them gold when I see dirt? Why do I want to call out their greatness when they're really lazy? And you know they're lazy. But inside of them is gold. Your flesh says, I am not going to validate your gold. I'm going to continue to pick at your flesh because it bothers me. Come on. So question is, what do I still rely on to feel valuable outside of Christ? Is my identity rooted in what I've done, what's been done to me, or what He finished? What area of my life do I still defend, protect, or justify that needs to die? When's the last time I let Holy Spirit pierce my pride without explaining it away? You don't grow in agape, you die into it. You don't grow it. You die. The more you die, the more agape. Stop preserving what God wants to crucify and stop managing what He wants to remove. So this is who I am. Maybe you need to go home and look in the mirror. What is it? See, you cannot... See, we want to present me to others because we've worked so hard. I've done a good job. You just look in the mirror. I mean, you need to go home and look in the mirror. Honestly, you need to break it out, sit in a chair, and you need to spend time in front of this mirror and say, what about this? How much of this? Now, let's do this now. How much of this is really God? How much of what I say is really God? How much of what I do really comes from God? How much of my reactions really come from God? How much of my doing comes from God? How much of the atmosphere, the music I listen to edifies God or edifies me? How much of my entertainment is building and entertaining my flesh or entertaining my spirit? I want to say that, man, I have been a very fleshy person. And I told Zach something a couple of weeks ago. Tuesday night's prayer have been really good, very intimate times. But I told Zach several weeks ago, I said, I probably have been the most harsh, meanest Christian you've ever met. It is my goal for you to be able to say, I know the most loving, kind, tender, compassionate man I've ever met. That's my goal. You are a wonderful son. So today you're at a doorway. It's called Death Gate. You've got to unfollow you. Have you ever liked someone and you follow them and they're influencers, but to unfollow them? No, I want to keep up with what they got to say. I like them. See, you like you so much you're not willing to unfollow you. You like you. You like you. I like me. But when you compare it to Christ, I don't like me. So I want to leave you with Galatians 2:20. Paul, this was not a mandate. This was not a requirement. This is not beating anyone up. What I'm saying to you is, you will not go into this place that God has. You will not find rest. You will not find the promised land. you will not find this supernatural dwelling place of rest with your flesh alive. You can't cross the door. The door, the key to the doorway is death. That's the key. You're the key that fits into the lock that unlocks the door. And so many people will stand on the outer side. Wonder what it's like in there. I'm not going in that door. Yep. Let me tell you, for the black folks here, you're going to have to act a little white. You know how in the horror movies, it's only those little blonde white girls that want to go out with a flashlight in the woods. Who's out there? Who's out there? No, I ain't going. No. I don't know why that stereotype's in the movies. I'm like, what are you doing out there? You don't never go outside anyway, and you're out there. Hello, hello, hello. Listen, we all got to say, we got to push the door open. Hello. And you hear a voice, I see dead people. So let's have a